Hi guys, and come with me as I drive from SoCal to Austin, Texas. Total trip takes me about 22 to 23 hours, so no, not 10 minutes, sorry, but in just under 10 minutes you get to see all the highlights that I see on my way there. So yeah, the total trip is about just under 1,400 miles, and so let's go. Here we are leaving SoCal. I take the 10 all the way there to the 290. My travel buddies, I have my cat Buddha with me, and then I have my dog Benny in the back. And they both pretty much just sleep all the way there. Here we are entering Arizona. Here's the sign, yay. And so yeah, I made this video because people always ask me what I see as I'm driving there, if it's pretty much just all desert and flat, and it's not. So yeah, here's Buddha. She likes to sleep in the weirdest spots sometimes. Here we are driving just before we enter New Mexico, and you'll see a bunch of billboards on the way there that say "The Thing." And I've never stopped to see what the thing is, but from what I can tell on the billboards is, spoiler alerts, it's like an alien attraction kind of thing. So yeah, here I am in one of the rest stops just before entering New Mexico. So yeah, so as you can see, it's not all just desert. You do see some hills and mountains in the background. But yeah, a lot of open space, a lot of open roads. So you definitely have to stay awake because it can get a little tiresome at times. Here we are entering New Mexico. And yes, I guess in New Mexico you get a lot of dust storms because you'll see a bunch of signs on the side of the road that tell you what to do in case there's one. And it's pretty much just to pull over and don't drive through it. And this is typically where I make my stop for the night because I can't make the whole trip in one day. It's just too much driving for me. So yeah, time for bed. And here we are back on the road in the morning. I just love the morning and the sunset views that you get when you do make these road trips. So yeah, New Mexico is about 10 to 11 hours from SoCal, and then another 10 to 11 hours from there to Austin, Texas. Just kind of keep in mind if you plan on making this trip is you do lose 2 hours of sunlight when you're driving there because of the time change. And then if you're driving from Texas to SoCal, you gain 2 hours of sunlight. So definitely you can make a lot more stops and check out things on the way to SoCal. And here we are in Texas now. Sorry, I did miss recording the sign. There was a little bit of traffic as I was entering Texas, so I couldn't get a good shot of the sign as I was entering. But yeah, so here we are in Texas, and here's another rest stop. And there's Buddha. She gets upset because I don't let her out and stretch her legs, but she gets the whole car to walk around, so she can't. And she's asleep again. Yeah, so it's pretty much just an open road all the way there. Like I said, I take the 10 to 290. And the only spots you really do get some traffic is when you're driving through Phoenix into Tucson. You get a little bit of traffic stretch there, and then when you're entering Texas and passing all the way through El Paso, you get more traffic there. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty much open roads like you see here. I didn't get to record those because it's just wasn't really safe because, like I said, there was a lot of traffic around in those areas. Here's Benny trying to keep me company for a little bit. She's falling asleep. And so, yeah, another good tip is if you are planning to make this trip is to check out what the weather's going to be like in different points. So normally I check the weather in Phoenix and then in New Mexico and then in El Paso, just to kind of give me an idea of what the weather is going to be like all the way there, because I have made this trip before and I've gotten some pretty heavy rain in some areas, and then it even snowed one time for a little bit of a drive there. So yeah, just kind of check the weather just to know what to expect. And so here we're about 6 to 5 hours away from Austin, and that's where you start seeing a lot more hills and little mountains that you kind of drive through. So see, it's not all flat. Here we're on the 290, and this road, it starts off as an open road and then it goes through a little town, so you have to slow down, and then it comes into an open road again, and then it slows down again as you go through another little town. And so you just kind of have to really pay attention to the signs here so that you're not speeding through those little towns. Yeah, and here we're going to be passing through the town of Fredericksburg. Such a cute little town. You pass right through the little downtown shopping center where there's a bunch of little shops, and there's like a park on one side, and it just looks really cute. It looks like those little towns that you see on TV. So if you have time, I definitely would recommend kind of walking through this little town. It's just really cute. Here we're about 2 to 2.5 hours away from Austin. So if you've got the time, yeah, check it out. Look at that. Just so cute. I usually don't make too many stops because I have my pets with me, so I'm just trying to get to where I have to go because they get a little impatient sometimes. And then also here we go, driving through some farmland. You'll see a bunch of wineries actually on the way to Austin here. It was just kind of amazing to me because you wouldn't expect to see all these wineries just there all of a sudden in the middle of nowhere. I think also you pass like some peach farms and like all these other little places. It gets really interesting and fun as you get closer. And here we are now. We're technically in Austin now. Way in the background somewhere are the skyscrapers and like city view, but I couldn't get my phone to focus in on it, and plus it was already starting to get a little late, so it's getting a little bit more difficult to brighten up that view. But they're back there, I promise you. We're in Austin. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a little bit about the highway view there. But yeah, that's basically the trip. That's what you see. So if you're planning on making it, just make sure you have your music ready, your podcast, just something to keep you entertained on the way there, because it is a long, long drive, but it can be a lot of fun. So here we are. So yeah, thanks for coming along, watching, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below.